Greetings, I'm Senator Jeff Merkley, and thank you to all the members of the American Network of Community Options and Resources for all the work you do on behalf of our fellow Americans living with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Thank you as well, Barbara, for your tremendous leadership and for inviting me to address all of you today. The Founding Fathers believed in a principle laid out in one of the most fundamental documents in our nation's history, the Declaration of Independence. It's a principle that we are all equal, born with a set of inalienable rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's a principle of inclusivity where every American, regardless of the circumstances they're born into, has the chance to grow and thrive. And it's a principle and a foundation that has particular importance to the folks that you work with day in and day out. Because for far too long, Americans living with disabilities weren't thought of as equal or deserving of the same opportunities as everyone else. But through the tireless exertions of individuals such as all of you and groups like ANCOR, we've managed to change that. We've seen advancements like the Americans with Disabilities Act, the Help America Vote Act, and the Affordable Care Act, which fundamentally transform the way we view and treat our fellow Americans and ensure that their inalienable rights are protected. Sadly, as you all are too aware, we've also seen efforts to blunt, undermine, or even outright roll back those achievements. 2 years ago, we saw 5 or 6 efforts to repeal the ACA, rip health care away from 20 to 30 million Americans, and decimate programs that families rely on to help their loved ones living with disabilities. And we've seen bills like the ADA Education and Reform Act that would hamstring those who try to enforce their rights under the ADA. Now, we have successfully fought back against these efforts, but just protecting the safeguards we already have in place is not enough. We need to do more to expand on the progress we've already made. That's why earlier this year, I joined with my Senate colleagues to introduce the Disability Integration Act. This bill would prohibit discrimination against individuals with disabilities who seek long-term services and support in their own homes. It would also require states to do more to ensure compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act's integration mandate and improve access for those living with disabilities in communities all across America. If we are truly committed to the principle that we are each born with the same set of inalienable rights, then every American deserves an equal chance to live their lives and to thrive free from fear of discrimination. That is the central pillar of ANCOR and the guiding light for all of you and the more than 1 million Americans with disabilities that you work with every day. It's what drives so much of the work that I do in the United States Senate. So, enjoy the rest of your conference, and I look forward to continuing to fight in partnership with all of you to ensure that our nation truly lives up to its We the People philosophy in the months and years ahead.